I'm Christine Hand. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I play folk rock with a little bit of soul mixed in. So I've been playing music my whole life. My dad taught me everything I know. Hi, Dad. Happy Father's Day. Today is Father's Day as we're filming. One of the things, if you were to come to one of our live shows in Dallas, a lot of times you'll see him playing with us. So I've been playing music for as long as I can remember. I started writing my own songs probably around high school, and Adam and I met playing music together in college back in 2001, and so together we've been playing music ever since. I grew up listening to my parents' music, the music of the 60s. So the Beatles, Bob Dylan, all the greats from the 60s. But on a side note, I really, when I was young, wanted nothing more than to be Diana Ross. That was my musical icon. You don't hear that a lot in my music, but you do hear the 60s influence. Aside from that, influences are Bob Dylan, Led Zeppelin, Carole King. Literature, lots and lots of literature, and the Bible. You would see on our EP, Girl on a String, there's a song that's written, it's called Ophelia. It's written in response to Hamlet. So I do a lot of writing that's inspired by the things I read, the things I meditate on, and then making connections between that and the world around me. So I used to not have a creative process. It used to be that I would just wait for inspiration to strike. And then something interesting happened when I got married. I didn't have as many of those sort of angsty feelings about being lonely that I needed to work out. It became much more difficult to write songs. So I learned to put some writing processes in place that help my mind to get started in advance, even if I don't feel inspired. So I do a lot of free writing, and then usually one word or one phrase from that free writing will jump out at me and become the basis for a whole song. So the first song we're going to do for you today is called Wonderland. I wrote it shortly after we got married. We went on our honeymoon in Boston, and we're from Dallas, and oddly, the year we got married, there was a ton of rain. It rained and rained and rained, and we didn't know if it was going to clear up for our wedding even. And it did, miraculously. But when we got to Boston, it was warmer and sunnier than it even was in Dallas. And one of the things that I learned there is that the end of the blue line on the subway line in Boston ends in a stop called Wonderland. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, that feels like a song. And so that inspired this next song. There's been nothing but rain for a month now, and I think I might be drowning. Let's get on a plane, 'cause I read somewhere the Boston sun is shining. It's a long way, baby, but I think we'll find it's just the place for what we have in mind. We'll take the blue line to Wonderland. Just take my hand, we'll fly under the streets bound for Wonderland. It's the perfect plan to try when we bid our world goodbye. We'll give all our cash to the man playing blues beside the platform. If anyone asks, I will shout my new I think we'll find some grace to face the best and worst of times. We'll take the blue line to Wonderland. Just take my hand, we'll fly under the streets bound for Wonderland. It's the perfect plan to try when we bid our world goodbye. As I said, I do a lot of processing through the free writing. So it'll be like I'm reading a book, or I'm thinking about this thing in the Bible, or I'm sitting there meditating on the wonders of Texas springtime. I have a song called Glorious Texas Spring, and literally that song came to me because I was looking at the trees blooming all around me, and I thought, all the trees are bursting into bloom. And that's the first line of that song. So sometimes it's usually just me meditating on something that matters to me, and then one phrase will leap out and reveal itself as a song line. When I was 8 or 9, my dad tried to get me to play the guitar, and I said no, because I thought that only boys and country singers played guitar, and I didn't want to be either of those things, and it was horrible. I don't know why I thought that. And then later, much later, I just picked it up on my own. I don't know what compelled me the second time around, probably because I was writing songs at that time, so I was starting to want to be able to accompany myself, and the guitar seemed like the easiest place to start. And it stuck with me a lot faster than the piano or some other things that I had tried did. So that last song was written toward the start of our marriage, and Simple Life was written several years into our marriage, and it's going to be on our upcoming album that we're releasing this year. And it's a song about what happens when two introverts get married to one another. And I was feeling a little discouraged because I didn't have a lot of drama or exciting things to write about the way you think you're supposed to for love songs. But what I've discovered is that real love is in the tiny everyday details of life, like a cup of coffee or playing your favorite record. I've never been one for drama. Sit and talk things out, but talking doesn't lead to love songs, so maybe we should shout. But I'm happy with our simple life. 2 cats, a man and wife. Just keep the coffee coming and keep the guitar strumming, then kiss me every single night of our simple life. And even on the weekends, we're content to sit and read. Love may look different in the movies, party early, and we'll put some records on. We'll be going to California together in a home. 'Cause I'm happy with our simple life. Two cats, a man and wife. Just keep the coffee coming, keep the guitar strumming, and kiss me every single night. Oh, I'm happy with our simple life. Two cats, a man and wife. Just keep the coffee coming. I'll keep our guitars strumming and kiss you every single night of our simple life. Our simple life. During college and a little bit after, I played a lot. I was playing a ton of shows, I was recording a lot, and I was really trying to make a living from music somehow. And then along the way, I decided to go to grad school. And when I decided to start my PhD, I realized that I just couldn't keep up the same level of playing shows that I did before then. So I finished my doctoral program, got my PhD, started teaching, and now I'm finally in a position to recommit myself to music in a brand new way. And part of how we're doing that is we're finally releasing, this is my first full-length album in over a decade. We were able to do an EP, which I've talked about today. We did an EP while I was getting my doctorate. But this album has been a long time coming, and I'm really excited to be back in the game, and I just want to play as much as I can and play my music for anyone who'll hear it. I've definitely embraced my folk and kind of Americana, like gospel-infused side a lot more. One of the things that happened during that break is that the shows we did play were usually cover shows. And so by playing all these different cover songs, I started to realize the places where my voice felt really free and the songs that I really loved. So I discovered that I loved singing anything soulful. I loved singing Led Zeppelin. I loved doing like Son of a Preacher Man, and we also covered The Wind Cries Mary. We would cover these songs that had these real gospel soul influences mixed in with the folk, and I loved it so much that I started to write more that way. So you hear a much stronger soulful Americana leaning now in the music than I ever did before. The processes that I talked about before, my creative processes with writing, that has changed a ton. And that's made a big difference on the writing. I write a lot more songs these days, so I just have more to choose from. So Never Turn You Away is on our EP, Girl on a String. And it's a song that was inspired during a time when I was listening to a lot of Peter, Paul, and Mary. And there's this wonderful song that Mary sings called 500 Miles. And it's all about this person who is going to be traveling far away on the train. And Never Turn You Away is sort of from the perspective of the person who stays at home and is waiting for the other person to return. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go.
creatures with horrible faces scorched my mind with their light. Amid the lightning that burned while the wheels rolled and turned, I fell to my face on the ground when a wonderful, terrible voice pierced a tumult. I trembled within at the sound. To your feet, the light said to me, and I shakily picked up my head. Now go tell my words to the people who sin and need a prophet who knows what I've said. Oh, I'm sure not the one who can get this thing done, but your flames leave me here with no choice. So I'll carry my burden all over this town till I've broken and bloodied my voice. Oh, the things I've seen since that dream from on high, the images burned in my brain. I swallowed the scroll, it was sweet to the taste, but my stomach was twisted in pain. Now my eyes have been opened to hideous visions, I can't shut them out of my mind. So I've asked and I've prayed and I've knocked on the door. I can't see what I can't stand to find. Now the bones in the valley are walking again, drums in the sky. It's a cold, lonely vision with hope on the highway for those who can hear it go by. For the wrath will be poured from the mouth of the Lord, even as He is bringing you in. So beware of the road that you travel at night. The pathway is leading to sin.
To release this album one track at a time because it was taking me a long time to do some of the practical elements of mixing and mastering the album. So I decided, look, this is my album, and the way the music industry is today, we can do what we want. So I wanted to release it a track at a time. We released the first one in April. We're going to be doing a few more this summer, and I hope to have the full thing released by the end of 2017. And when that happens, it will be available in all the usual locations: iTunes, Spotify, Amazon. Right now, for a track at a time, we're releasing through Bandcamp. You can find links and music and blogs and everything you could desire at christinehand.com. It's Christine with a C and hand like your hand, christinehand.com.
You have any social media?
You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but links to all of those are through my website.